Excuse me, kiddo. Ah. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is David Novak. Once again, I am going to do a paired reading of poems by Claude McKay and Wilfred Owen. I don't think these are poems I have read in that last series of McKay Owen readings that I've done. I don't believe there's duplication with those. I could be wrong, but I may have read some of these, and in fact, I'm sure I've read some of these elsewhere. I'll start with Claude McKay. A well-known sonnet, America. Although she feeds me bread of bitterness and sinks into my throat her tiger's tooth, stealing my breath of life, I will confess, I love this cultured hell that tests my youth. Her vigor flows like tides into my blood, giving me strength erect against her hate. Her bigness sweeps my being like a flood. Yet, as a rebel fronts a king in state, I stand within her walls with not a shred of terror, malice, not a word of jeer. Darkly I gaze into the days ahead and see her might and granite wonders there, beneath the touch of time's unerring hand, like priceless treasures sinking in the sand. This next poem is titled French Leave. No servile little fear shall daunt my will this morning. I have courage steeled to say I will be lazy, conqueringly still. I will not lose the hours in toil this day. The roaring world without, careless of souls, shall leave me to my placid dream of rest. My four walls shield me from its shouting ghouls, and all its hates have fled my quiet breast. And I will loll here resting, wide awake, dead to the world of work, the world of love. I laze contented just for dreaming's sake, with not the slightest urge to think or move. How tired unto death, how tired I was. Now for a day I put my burdens by, and like a child amidst the meadow grass, under the southern sun I languid lie, and feel the bed about me kindly deep, my strength ooze gently from my hollow bones, my worried brain drift aimlessly to sleep, like softening to a song of tuneless tones. And last, another sonnet, this one that, though I would not have recognized it at the time, made a big impression on me in my early days of writing. The White City. I will not toy with it, nor bend an inch. Deep in the secret chambers of my heart, I muse my lifelong hate, and without flinch, I bear it nobly as I live my part. My being would be a skeleton, a shell, if this dark passion that fills my every mood and makes my heaven in the white world's hell did not forever feed me vital blood. I see the mighty city through a mist, the strident trains that speed the goaded mass, the poles and spires and towers vapor-kissed, the fortressed port through which the great ships pass. The tides, the wharves, the dens I contemplate are sweet like wanton loves, because I hate. And moving into Wilfred Owen, two of his most well-known, well-regarded poems. Dulce et decorum est. Bent double like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep, many had lost their boots, but limped on, blood-shod. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of tired, outstripped 5-9s that dropped behind. Gas, gas, quick boys, an ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone still was yelling out and stumbling and floundering like a man in fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea I saw him drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil's sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from the froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cud of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues. My friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie, dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. One thinks, of course, of all the children in Gaza suffering like torments and wonders what sort of poetry will arise out of that. Next one is titled Strange Meeting. It's very much like that one poem by Thomas Hardy, and I would assume Owen read Thomas Hardy, where the channel firing, wherein a similar encounter is described. Owen may have indeed read that poem, but he certainly does it better. Strange Meeting. It seemed that out of battle I escaped, down some profound, dull tunnel, long since scooped through granites which titanic wars had groined. Yet also there encumbered sleepers groaned, too fast in thought or death to be bestirred. Then, as I probed them, one sprang up and stared with piteous recognition in fixed eyes, lifting distressful hands as if to bless. And by his smile, I knew that sullen hall. By his dead smile, I knew we stood in hell. With 1,000 pains, that vision's face was grained, yet no blood reached there from the upper ground, and no guns thumped or down the flues made moan. Strange friend, I said, here is no cause to mourn. None, said that other, save the undone years, the hopelessness. Whatever hope is yours was my life also. I went hunting wild after the wildest beauty in the world, which lies not calm in eyes or braided hair, but mocks the steady running of the hour, and if it grieves, grieves richlier than here. For by my glee might many men have laughed, and of my weeping something had been left, which must die now. I mean the truth untold, the pity of war, the pity war distilled. Now men will go content with what we spoiled, or discontent boil bloody and be spilled. They will be swift with swiftness of the tigress. None will break ranks, though nations trek from progress. Courage was mine, and I had mystery. Wisdom was mine, and I had mastery. To miss the march of this retreating world into vain citadels that are not walled. Then, when much blood had clogged their chariot wheels, I would go up and wash them from sweet wells, even with truths that lie too deep for taint. I would have poured my spirit without stint, but not through wounds, not on the cess of war. Foreheads of men have bled where no wounds were. I am the enemy you killed, my friend. I knew you in this dark, for so you frowned yesterday through me as you jabbed and killed. I parried, but my hands were loath and cold. Let us sleep now. Thank you for stopping by my channel.